First we needed to measure our samples, the length and the width, and also how tall they are, and using a vernier. And then we measured the temperature of the room, and we wrote it down in our practice.
So now we're going to use the impact test machine. What we're going to do is put the sample over there so the pendule can go down and impact the sample and break it. After using the machine, we have to read the energy that was used to break the sample, and then we have to take this back to 0 so we can go and indicate the next level of energy.
We saw in the practice that between both the seals, the 1045 was the one stronger, and we saw that less temperature means less energy needed to break the sample. Also, we saw that both of the ruptures were very ductile, and the ones that were in the freezer were more brittle than the past ones.
The impact resistance is the ability of a material to receive a load. In this experiment, we had a sample over here and we threw this big load into the sample so that we can see how much energy we needed to break it. As we could see, we didn't have a brittle fracture. We had a ductile fracture.
So the ductile fracture is a type of fracture that is characterized by extensive deformation of plastic or necking. We can see here two types, the highly ductile or the moderately ductile. And the term ductile rupture refers to the failure of highly ductile materials. In such cases, materials pulls apart instead of cracking, like you can see in these both cases.
A brittle fracture occurs when no deformation in the material is made. This occurs when there is no elasticity in this material, so the break seems like a crack.
The Sharpie impact test is very similar to the impact test we saw during the laboratory, but in this case the shape of our hammer has a little indentation, so it goes inside and our hammer comes back down, hits our material here and then breaks it. So this impact test is also to test the energy needed to break, how much to break our piece, and so how much energy is absorbed by our material in order to produce a break.
ISO test is a method to determine the resistance of the material. An arm is raised to a specific height and then it is released, breaking the material and calculating the necessary information. This is the temperature when materials start to change in terms of their properties, and we can say that if the temperature decreases at any point, the material is more fragile, and when the temperature increases, that means that it's more ductile.
This test is very important, especially when there are lives that depends on it. We can see the example of the Titanic and the iceberg that may be able to sink, and we can see that the materials that were used to build the Titanic weren't very well tested because they supposed to resist the impact. So that's an example of how the test is used. We need to test all the materials for prevent accidents and to save millions of lives.
In general, in this lab, we saw the differences between the different amount of carbon, and we learned that if you have more carbon, they resist more energy. Also, we could see how easy it is to test for the impact strength. So you can test many materials before you use them for any product. And one thing that is important to know, that sometimes it can go wrong, and it is important maybe to do it many more times so you can have a better result, more accurate result.
As a conclusion, I can say that the impact test is really important because, for example, in cars, this test is really used, because if we didn't do this test to the cars, then probably when we had an accident, we would die. But because we do this test, we know that the materials that we use for this type of cars are resistant to a crash. So the impact test is really, really important in our daily life.
I think that this practice was very important, and I really think that it's a very easy test, so we should do it. Also, we thought that it was very important that we have to remember always to reset the machine, and I really like to know how to use the machine. And that's it.
In this practice, we learn how to get the strength of material with a new method. In this case, for steel and aluminum, and we saw that the steel that contains more carbon got a better strength than that other metal.